Good day, everyone. Welcome to Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanes. Today's date is November 21st, 2021. This is episode 79, season 4, and thank you for joining me. Today I will discuss about Chicago's Defunct Steakhouse restaurants. I will talk about places that are no longer around that serve steak, not just steakhouses alone, and restaurants as well, and my memories of patronizing these wonderful places that serve steak. Right now, the program will go into commercial, and this program is brought to you by Pepperidge Farm Pound Cake. And here is a commercial from 1977. Enjoy, everybody.
Remember homemade pound cake? Cake so moist and good it didn't need any icing at all? Well, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Their new all-butter pound cake is rich, golden, and plenty moist. There's also new apple walnut cake and chocolate pound, even carrot cake spiced with nutmeg and cinnamon. All of them so old-fashioned good they don't need icing at all, 'cause Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Okay, everybody, I am back. I'm glad you can enjoy that commercial. Excuse me, for Pepperidge Farm Pound Cake. They still make those cakes. They're wonderful. My mother bought one about a month ago, and it was a lemon frosted cake, and it was delicious. Oh, I love it. And they still make good cakes. They really do. And there used to be an outlet store near my house, but that's been closed for about over 10 years. 10, 15 years, and they sold cakes and breads and, of course, other products Pepperidge Farm makes. I can't say that word. Like Milano cookies. Oh, I'd die for those. Of course, there's goldfish crackers, so they're still available. Okay. Today, I will discuss about Chicago's defunct steakhouse restaurants and not just independently owned places, but also chains that we remembered. And some have been gone, some are still around. You'd be amazed. And I will start out with a few. Okay, the first one we have, well, actually they go together hand in hand, is Ponderosa and Bonanza Steakhouses, and those were chains. They were in the Chicagoland area for many years, but Ponderosa lasted a little longer here. And I'll give you a little history of Bonanza, how that steakhouse started. And believe it or not, who started the Bonanza Steakhouse chain was actor Dan Blocker, who played Hoss on the TV series Bonanza. And he opened the first Bonanza Steakhouse in Westport, Connecticut. And then there was two brothers. Their names were Wiley, and they bought the chain 3 years later. And then it just took off. It just grew all over the United States. And I'll tell you something. Ponderosa, I went to Bonanza most of the time. Then, how would it say that? Then Ponderosa. So Bonanza Steakhouse, I'll tell you for a second. They had the most. They had about 6 locations, maybe more in the Chicagoland area. I will tell you the addresses. So here we are. Most were on the south side. The one that I went to frequently was located at 8150 South Cicero in Burbank, Illinois, which is now Matson's. It's still there. I've never been to Matson's. I don't know how it is. Some people tell me it's great. Some people tell me, it's all right. I don't know. But I went to that location, me and my family. I remember the first time we went there. It was right after church at St. Constantine and Helen in Palos Hills. We were with another family, and they suggested we go there for lunch. And I said, okay, fine. We went there, and then I remember we were waiting in line, and we made an order, and they put these little, what do they call, numbers, and how you want your steak. And I remember getting medium or medium rare, and it had a number 5, number 4, and they place it on your tray. So you order steak, and it came with French fries or baked potato, usually a baked potato. And I remember their bread. It was toasty, buttery. Maybe it was garlic bread. Maybe it wasn't garlic bread. It was just, but it was delicious. I love that bread. Oh, I wish I had that again. And we were there a few times, and then it closed. And then the other locations were. This is from an ad from 1978 in the Chicago Tribune. The other one was at Countryside, LaGrange Road and Route 66. I think that's. I forgot what the name of. I can't think of the name of the street. Joliet Road. That's it. Okay. The other one was in Midlothian, 148th and Cicero. The other one was at Worth. I remember that one. That was 6500 West 111th Street. Then became the Grecian Corner, I believe, another Greek restaurant, and now it's Gemato's barbecue place. And the other one was at Darien, 68th and Kingery, and the other one was at Dalton at 825 East Sibley Road. I think there were others at other locations. I can't find those. So, and I like Bonanza a lot. I really did. And I remember that I've seen items on sale on eBay. For example, like their coffee mugs, their serving trays, napkins, all kinds of things. You still find them. I don't know about menus. I don't think so. Anyway, then the other one was Ponderosa. I don't know when Bonanza went out of business. Probably in the 80s. They were bought by other companies. Ponderosa, believe it or not, I never went there. I don't think I ever did. Maybe I went once. Yeah, there was one Ponderosa I remember in Bridgeview, Illinois, on 79th Street, west of Harlem. Then it turned into an IHOP. Okay, I don't know what's there now. I forgot. Anyway, so they were very popular steakhouses, and then later on, I will read off some other steakhouses that not just chains but other restaurants. Okay, right now I'm going to play a commercial, and this is for Ponderosa Steakhouse. This is from 1976. And I think a lot of people would remember it. So here it is. Thank you.
I remember back when my father took us out to eat, and did we look forward to it. Steak, potatoes, salad. Father used to call it a square meal. Well, now I'm a grandfather, and I still go out for a square meal. The Ponderosa. For steak, baked potato, salad, and old-fashioned square deal prices. Right, kids?
Right on, Gramps.
Right on.
Square meal at Ponderosa.
Okay, everybody, I am back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial for Ponderosa. According to some people, they really like their restaurant. Their steaks were very good. Their side dishes, for example, baked potatoes, onion rings, salads, French fries, whatever. So those two chains, Ponderosa and Bonanza, were very well remembered. And I'm going to talk about two more chains. And as I go on throughout the program, I'll mention others, hopefully. The other chain is Rustler Steakhouse. And I remember that very well. I never went to that, but I remember the commercials. And I remember one located, it was in the West Lawn neighborhood on West 63rd Street, east of Pulaski Road. I remember seeing that when I was riding the CTA bus, and I noticed the sign. And here's a little history of that. It was founded in 1963 by a professional football player named Joe Campanella. And he expanded the kitchen, like steaks, baked potatoes, bread, soups, salads, and checkered napkins. Fancy. And he sold the chain after opening 5 stores. He must have opened, I don't think he opened in Chicago, probably elsewhere. And it was bought by Gino's Hamburgers. That's another chain. I don't know if they were in Chicago. I don't remember seeing that. And they operated the Rustler Steakhouse from 1971 through 1982. And it was bought by the Marriott Company. And they combined it with the Roy Rogers chain. Remember his chicken? Yeah. And believe it or not, there's some restaurants named Rustler. I don't know if it's the same. Probably not. They're not here. Yeah, not at all. What's tragic about it that the original owner, Joe Campanella, he died suddenly in 1967, which is a shame. He just I think he was playing out in the field and he just collapsed. Oh, how horrible. Okay, and I do and here's some other locations of Rustler. I'm going to look it up for you. Just one, please. Here we go. And this ad is from 1982. And here are several locations that Rustler had. And the logo was, "They don't call us Rustler for nothing." I remember that. One was in Chicago at right across the street from Evergreen Plaza and 95th Street. Other one was in Forest Park. The other one was in Chicago at in Logan Square neighborhood, Milwaukee and Diversity Avenue. The other one was in Melrose Park on North Avenue. And then there were two others in Chicago. One was on the Edgewater neighborhood on North Clark Street near Peterson, and the other one was at Diversity and Broadway in Lakeview neighborhood. So they didn't last very long, and but a lot of people remember fondly. Okay, the other chain I want to talk about is Sizzler. Okay, I will look that up for you. This one I remember a lot. I really do, and so do other people. Okay, here we go. Okay, first I'll read off a little history of Sizzler Restaurant. This was founded in 1958, a long time ago, and it was in California. And there's still some around, but not in Chicago. And the only one I remember from Sizzler was at Southwest Highway and Cicero Avenue in Oak Lawn, right near my house. And I went once there. It was okay. They had a nice menu. Right now, the place that's occupied at this moment is Boston Chicken, Boston Chicken, and I like that restaurant a lot. It's very good. Okay, and let's see. Here is an ad for Sizzler's Restaurant from the Tribune from 1978, of course. And here are the other locations in Chicago. There was one in Carroll Stream. There was one in Crystal Lake, one in Hillside on Roosevelt Road. The other one was in Homewood on South Halsted Street, Libertyville on Milwaukee Avenue, Mount Prospect on Rand Road, in Norwich near Harlem Irving Plaza. The other one was in Schaumburg, probably near Woodfield Mall. The other one was in Westmont on Ogden. There was the one in Oakbrook Terrace at Roosevelt and Summit. And I mentioned Oak Lawn on Southwest Highway in Cicero. And there were two in Indiana, one in Highland, Indiana, Indianapolis Boulevard, and the other one was in Maryville on Route 30. So I didn't have much memories of Sizzler Steakhouse because I didn't really go. I remember the commercials, and steaks look appetizing. They really did. Okay. All right. Right now, I'm going to talk about other chains and restaurants. So just bear with me and bring up the list because I can't think of them off my head. It's very hard. Here are some restaurants that weren't exactly steakhouses, but they did serve steak, and I remember my memories. One was called the Bonanza Steakhouse, and it was really not a steakhouse. Well, maybe it was, but it was really a restaurant, and it was very nice. It was located in Oak Lawn at 93rd Street, owned by some Greeks. I don't remember their names, but at my church, St. Constantine, they had PTA meetings there, or functions or weddings, and then they had it. They were held there. It was a very good restaurant, and then it was opened in I think 1959, very early, and it was there until the 80s, and then they changed it to Cappuccinos, and I don't know if it's the same owner, and then now it's a bank. So that's a shame. There was another steakhouse right in Oak Lawn, of course, and it was called Regency Steakhouse. And that was near my house and right right now. I think it's then it turned into Leona's much later, but it was a nice place. I liked it there. And let's see what else. Here we go. There was a famous steakhouse where I used to live in my old neighborhood in Ashburn. It was called Mr. G's Steakhouse, and that was on 79th Street and can't think of the street. Not Central Park. No, not Central. Maybe east of Central Park. I can't think of it. A lot of kids that I grew up with in that neighborhood remember that place fondly. It was there since I think in the 60s and 70s, and they told me every time they went to the Blackhawks game or any function happened in school, they all meet up and dine there, and they said it was wonderful, wonderful place. And it's too bad I never went there, because it was very nice indeed. Okay, next up we got here's another one. This is what I posted yesterday on my social media accounts, and it's Andy's Steakhouse, and that was at 22nd Street and Midwest Road, and it was been there for many, many years. I went once there. I worked in Oak Brook in the early 90s, and it was for a retirement party for someone who worked there. And we went to lunch, and I don't remember what I ate, but I remember I had a shrimp cocktail, and it was delicious. I loved it. And from what I heard from people, it was a wonderful place. Good food, very wonderful menu. The steaks were awesome. And the atmosphere of the place, it looked like a very nice, cozy, establishment. And it's a shame it closed. It really did, because maybe the owners got a better deal, or they retired. Right now it's a Walgreens. Of course it is. What else could it be? The other one was the Ark Steakhouse that was in Glenview. I don't know much about that, but it was a very popular restaurant at the time. Okay. I used to live near Fort City, and there was one steakhouse that was there briefly. And it was called the Char Steakhouse. I don't know if people that used to live in my neighborhood, they probably were there in the 60s and 70s, and that steakhouse was there probably for quite a while. And luckily I found a photo for that, and I posted it on my group, Classic Fort City / Peacock Alley Memories, excuse me. So I did that. Okay. The next one we got, here is, it was the Diplomat restaurant. They did serve steaks, and that was at Fullerton and Central. And they had a lot of Greek weddings were held there. I went to a couple of them, and I will go in more detail about Diplomat in a future episode, because there's so much to talk about that place. The other one was Driftwood Steakhouse. That was at 43rd Street in South Pulaski. That was a wonderful, awesome place. A lot of people had parties there, banquets, good food. They love it. Next up, we have Eli's Steaks. Now, that was located at 215 East Chicago Avenue in Chicago. The restaurant's not there anymore, but their cheesecakes are still in business, and they're awesome. Oh, I love them. My favorite is chocolate chip. I could die for that. I really would. Okay, next is another one was George Diamond Steakhouse, and that was located on Wabash Avenue. So it was a very good place. Delicious food. That one's gone. There was also Johnny's Prime Steak. I forgot where that's located. Yeah, it's on Wabash Avenue also. And let's see. What else we got here? Of course, I talked about Lynn Burton on a previous episode, Vanished Chicagoland Stories. And I talked about Bert Wyman, and Lynn Burton was the spokesman. And he owned a steakhouse at 744 North Rush Street. I don't know how the restaurant was, but I'm sure it was good. Another one that people who lived in the Oak Lawn, Chicago Ridge area was Medium Rare Steakhouse. Never went there, but I heard it was delicious. Also, there was Mr. Steer Steakhouse. Now, I'll give you a little history on that. It had, let's see, 4 locations. Yeah, it had 4 locations. One was at, 47th and Ashland, the other one was in South Chicago at 92nd and Commercial, and the other one was on the north side, I think on Milwaukee Avenue, don't know exactly where, and the other one was at 63rd and Kedzie. And that one, I worked there as a busboy. That was my first full-time job. My uncle got me the job, and, being a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, you don't wanna work really, you just wanna have fun, goof off. That's what I felt, and, I did my job okay, but, I was, I don't know. I wanted to quit, but I got fired, but the owner was very nice. He had a right to fire me. He was a very nice man, I just didn't listen. I didn't listen at all. I was accused of stealing the tips, which wasn't true. I did not steal. That was, probably a rumor or someone said that, but I'm glad I got out of it. But it was a good place, and, they were, I remember the waitresses were very friendly, but he was a patient man, but I think he got fed up. So I'm sorry about that. Next, steakhouse, Pete's Famous Steaks. That was located at 163 North Dearborn, Chicago. Okay, and of course there was Steak and Ale. I think one was in Oak Brook Terrace. That was a chain that was there briefly in Chicagoland area. And there's a commercial on YouTube if you can find it. The other one was called Steak Joint. I don't know when that closed, but it was a very popular place in the Old Town neighborhood. Yeah, River North Old Town. And I heard their steaks were wonderful. They really were. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, here are two steakhouses that were famous in the Loop, Chicago Loop. That is Tad Steaks and Ronnie's Steakhouse. You can understand that. Oh boy, Tad Steaks didn't. It was there for those two were a long time. Some people loved them, some people didn't. It depended. I think Ronnie's Steakhouse was on State Street, so was Tad's, and they had other locations. And but then I heard it was at the Thompson Center, Ronnie's Steakhouse, but then it closed. I don't know if it was the same one. Probably. I don't know. I never ate there. I never ate there. Here's another steakhouse that's very not well known, but it was well known in the country. It was York Steakhouse, and I remember someone told me there was one location, and it was at the Brickyard Mall on the northwest side of Chicago, and they said it was very good. And there was one last one that's still in business, and that was in Columbus, Ohio. And luckily, I found a serving tray on eBay, and I posted the photo there, and a lot of people remembered it. So that's good. So there were others, and like local places where you can get a good steak. I always enjoy it. That's one of my favorite meals. Or you go to a restaurant, or you make it yourself. Served with potatoes, baked potato or salad. I really love it. It's one of my favorites, and I can't think of anything else. But I think I covered most of it. I really did, and. On my episode, I posted a question. And it said, "What's your favorite steakhouse, or what was?" And it's on Spotify. So if you go to the Spotify app, you will find the restaurant. You would find the episode. Excuse me, and you could answer the question if you like. And then I will post this on this episode on my social media accounts. And I will add the question: what was your favorite steakhouse? What was your favorite restaurant you had steak, or you won? You can comment on anything you'd like. It's a lot of fun. Okay, that'll be all for today. Thank you for joining me. This is episode 79, season 4 of Van Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. I will probably do another episode Tuesday. I don't know what subject I'll discuss. Maybe about Thanksgiving or something. Maybe they'll be both. We'll see. And so, like I said, thank you again for joining me. And I had a lot of fun talking about this subject. Makes my mouth water too. I'm hungry. I'll hold off that. So I will see all of you again. Please join me for the next episode. And bye-bye for now for me. And here's bye-bye for now from Ray Rayner. Take care, everybody. So long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.